road out my window, things fixed within your eyes. So I hold every moment like a hazy. And all of those midnight street riders with horses on fire are coming out to take you away. Singing songs from broken hearts, pulling on those broken parts, and I watch them carry you away, carry you away. As soon as the spring comes, this home it ain't enough. Down the road out my window, things fixed within your eyes. So I hold every moment like a hazy goodbye, like a hazy goodbye. You've been picking fights, shadows twice your size, using candlelight to dance with your disguise. And when those rumors grow and silence takes this town, you never care enough to try and choke them down. Now there's nowhere left to run, even the stars aren't out tonight. When it's all been said and done, you can't help but wonder why. You gotta break a few good hearts along the way to find someone who makes you wanna stay. If you could do it all again, there's not a thing that you would change. You gotta break a few good hearts along the way. You stood toe to toe with every doubt you've had, and learn to shine a light on things that make you sad. Looking for a better way around never seems to slow you down. When you've come this far, the pain ain't all that bad. You gotta break a few good hearts along the way to find someone who makes you wanna stay. If you could do it all again, there's not a thing that you would change. You gotta break a few good hearts along the way. Now there's no
Good evening, friends, followers, and channel members. Welcome to our USA special. It has indeed been a long time, Wally, since we have been in the USA, so I'm really looking forward to this. I do enjoy flying in the USA. I just need to check things a little bit more carefully because, well, we're unfamiliar with this part of the world, aren't we? So great to have loads of you coming on board as we get started our flight from Reno to Phoenix Sky Harbour, two airports I have never been to before, both in the simulator and in real world. So yeah, this is going to be great. Really looking forward to this. It's, what time is it now? It's 10 to 11, so 22:49 p.m. local time here for me, which is perfect for those of you at the other side of the world. So really glad I've got an opportunity to be able to come and visit you guys at a much better time to catch a live stream. So welcome on board, Just Aviation, Dark Fury, what are you doing up? Hey Dark, I'm very well. You're going to be tired tomorrow, Doc. Brian, hi mate, how you doing? Julie, Charlie, Mike on Twitch as well, and check out on Twitch. Good evening, or good afternoon, perhaps. Richard says good evening all, looking forward to this tonight. Jason, good evening to you as well, and Captain Felix, Climo, good evening to you. Right, the operational flight plan is pinned into the chat on YouTube for those of you watching on YouTube, and of course to our viewers on Twitch, a big hello as well. Hey Flamamine, how you doing? Brian says, so you won't be bothered by the postman with deliveries for the stream. No, Brian, I won't. The postman should not. Well, they're all on strike anyway over here, so if I do get bothered by them, it's quite a rarity these days. Yeah, we best get going, haven't we? Need to pay particular attention to lots of stuff on this flight just because we're unfamiliar with things. Now we are on VATSIM, but I don't believe we've got any ATC, so that's perhaps one thing we don't need to worry about too much. Hey Mark, hey Sean, good evening, mate. So how many of you are actually in the UK like me and are just up ridiculously late watching a stream? And how many of you are in the USA? In fact, where are you in the world? I'd love to know whereabouts you're watching. Planes and Stuff says good morning. Good morning. Wow. Well, where's that? Australia, New Zealand, Planes and Stuff? Right then. Hey Abed, good to see you as well. So Sebastian's in Holland, Seb's in Leeds. Bedtime, mate. Mark's in Scotland. Brian says we fly on the right side of the airways. Wally's in Florida, USA. Joey, Charlie, Mike in Memphis. Planes and Stuff, 11 AM in New Zealand. Oh yeah, this is a great time for you, isn't it? Dark Fury, yeah, I know where you are, mate. I didn't need you to answer that. I know exactly where you are. How is your missus letting you stay up this late? Surely it should be time for you to snuggle down and not be up at this ridiculously late hour, like I am. So Elk Chocolate says, UK base as always, but you're a terrible sleeper and you don't normally get off till 2 or 3 AM at the most. Oh, that's interesting. Well, hopefully I stick with the stream, Elk Chocolate, and you'll probably fall asleep mid-flight. Rick Rock, hello to you in Liverpool, Reggie in London, Brian's Canada, of course, Brian. Leonardo, not UK, but Portugal, yes, same time zone indeed. Abed is in Dubai. Mate, what time is it in Dubai? Isn't it like the middle of the night over there? Richard, you're in Yorkshire watching this with a beer. What a great idea. Alfie's also in Leeds. Dark Fury says the little one's up, doesn't want to go to sleep. Oh, well, listen to me and I bet he will fall asleep. Fun says you'll be happy to know I donated that the £2 you donated on October 6th is now worth 4p more than when you donated, despite what was predictive. Well, with regards to currency exchange rates, anything goes at the minute, doesn't it? PSV says we're starting to stream around midnight, where you are. Wow. Right, and I bet 2 AM. My word, mate. Hope you're well. Kingpin says hello from Malaysia. Just waking up. 6 AM. Steve's in Bristol. Right, well, this is a beautiful airport. This is a handcrafted airport as well in Microsoft Flight Simulator, Reno. So nice to see this. And there's also a little kind of addition you can get on flightsim.to. It just it adds a few things and whatnot. But other than that, I think it looks really nice. Look at all this terrain that we have to avoid. You don't want anything going bang on a departure from here, do we? I mean, it's not Innsbruck, but even so. Right. Sean was going to sleep until the notification popped up. It's going to be a late one. Just put us on to drift off to, Sean. Hope it works well for you. Let's get on board, shall we? Okay, so let's check the operational flight plan. Now, I am going to state right from the off that I am still using kilograms. I'm still using the Easyjet layout just because we're familiar with all that stuff. But we're not using hectopascals at least, so that would be no good. Let's go through this then. So we've got a payload just under 10.5 tons. Payload, shear 844. Flight number today is American 904. Cost index of 50. Oh, that's nice and fast. Not used to seeing that in the old orange aircraft. Cruise flight over 390. Temperatures minus 61, and a little tailwind to help us as well. There's our flight routing. Looks like we're going off runway 16 right today. Coming in runway 26 at Phoenix Sky Harbour. Fuel is 5.7 tons. That's the plug fuel, of course. Right, let's look at this. Oh, what's the elevation of our departure airport? That's one thing that I want to know straight off the bat. Elevation is 4,450. So we're already quite high up, aren't we? Not something you get in Europe very often. So as we depart the Mora, we can see that pretty much for oh goodness me, right, so for the first half an hour of this flight, if we had a decompression, we'd have to be very careful. We need to, weather's good today, so you know, VMC, but it's we just need to keep that in the back of our mind. Half an hour or so when we're flying, if we had a decompression, we can't just go straight down. We'll need an escape route somewhere. And being unfamiliar with this area, we'll have a little look en route as to where we're going to go. In fact, it pops straight back up again, doesn't it? Basically, quite a lot of this flight is very, very high terrain underneath us, so something to enjoy. I'm sure it will look wonderful as well. So that's first thing to note. Let's check the weather. Oh, gorgeous weather. So if we do need to escape anyway, at least we'll be able to see where we're going to be escaping to. Good visibility, no clouds, so that's fine. Shouldn't have any reasons to worry about getting in at the other end. Destination airport, we're going Phoenix. So here, even the metals are slightly different. So visibility is 10 statute miles. We've got a few clouds at 15,000 feet and 25,000 feet. Temperature 6, dew points -2. What a difference. Altimeter is 2994. Let's just see what the forecast is. But to be honest, I'm looking at this and it's just, yeah, we're not going to need, hopefully we're not going to need to divert anywhere. No reasons that we can't get in, even the forecast looks good. Just checking the tempo there. So, some gusty winds coming in the middle of the night for us a little bit later on, but we'll be in well before that. So, yeah, beautiful. Let's check out the actual flight routing. There it is. Little moderate turbulence, or rather light turbulence as we come in on the descent, but I'm not going to be too concerned with that. Cabin service will have finished by then anyway, so we won't upset any of the cabin crew in the back. Everyone will have finished their drinks by now. Wow, look at that. You don't see that in Europe. Look at the terrain for this flight. That's crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. Love it. Hey Jess Davis, how you doing, mate? Ginger Ninja, good evening, sir. I'm feeling a little bit better. I've actually taken a paracetamol just before I started the stream tonight because I just feel a little bit of a headache coming on, and I don't want that to affect things. It's my voice. I feel really, really croaky, so hopefully it's not not too annoying for you all. Sean's such a late in bed and the partner's just put the earplugs in. Oh, tell her thank you so much, Sean. It's okay, my wife does the same thing when I start talking. So, with regards to what fuel we're going to be taking, no real reasons to be taking anything extra, really. I'm struggling to think of extra reasons. We've got the APU on a little bit longer than normal. That's just a COVID thing. No, let's take 6.1. 6.1 ton. Which is fine. So we'll go and tell the GSX guys they can begin. And we will request boarding. They'll get that going. This page, isn't it? And Alex M, thank you for the raid on Twitch, a party of 29. Really do appreciate that, guys. Thanks so much. Welcome. We've just started boarding, so that's perfect timing, really. Come get yourself sat down. 6.1 tons, I said, didn't I? Yeah, so let's load the aircraft. We're going to do this in we'll do this in real time. 19 minutes, yeah, that's because there's not that many people coming on board today. So the aircraft is in its turnaround state, as you can see. Let's go get that APU started up. 1, 2, 3, there you go. We'll get that started. Doors are open, so I'm not too concerned about APU running before the passengers start to board at the minute. Let's we've got plenty of fresh air into the cabin, which is good. So yeah, let's open those doors, tell people to come on. Big thanks to all the followers as well coming in on Twitch. Really do appreciate that.
Cabin crew refueling is underway and the bags are starting to get loaded, so let's open the doors and allow our passengers on board. Thank you. No problem.
Okay, so as we let the passengers get on board, things like that, the APU's starting. Just going to double check everything because as well the Phoenix bases everything differently with its liveries. I just want to go ahead and check everything is all set up, basic cockpit prep, so everything there looks fine. Fuel pumps are off while we get the fuel loaded and things. APU's starting. Come down here. Everything, all the switches, the dials, everything looks where it should be. We'll go ahead and get the weather in a second, and then we'll start setting up the box. Let's get our latest weather report then here in Reno. So winds are 080 at 10 knots. We're going to be departing runway 16 right, so ooh, bit of a crosswind then as we're departing today, so something to bring into my brief a little bit later on. 10 miles, so visibility is fine, a few clouds, 2,000 feet, 14 degrees, the QNH 3014, altimeter, sorry, 3014, and we have, yeah, let's have we set that up? Standard. 3014. What I find flying in the USA is not using hectopascals. Is this value tends to change a heck of a lot more than the QNH in hectopascals, and it's just the way it works. But yeah, so it's I think it's changed twice since I've actually been here in the sim. So that's interesting. Hey Rotofib, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. El Chocolate planned runway is runway 26 for the arrival in Phoenix. Julie5 on Twitch says it looks nice and smooth for a 360. It is. I lock the FPS anyway, just to keep the performance running. So yeah, it's nice. Right. We've got that set up, in fact, we'll just go to the FCU. I think our initial climb's flight level 190. Not surprising that it's so high given the terrain that's around, so get that sorted. There you are. And Salty Delty says, finally caught you live. Well, I'm hoping tonight we might catch a few people live for the first time who may be familiar with the channel and the live streams, but can't ever actually watch them live because it's a very inconvenient time. So that's the reason we're going ahead and doing this this special stream for you this this evening. Right, let's go to our data page, check the IRS. Yeah, we've got nav. Aircraft status, CFM engines, valid direct cycle, wonderful. Okay, let's do our init request. We'll start getting things set up in the box. So our flight number today is American 994. How long before I say easy as the call sign on the comms? Our cost index today is, oh, I'm going to enjoy this. Cost index today is 50. I don't know what the real cost index is for American Airlines, but I'm going to bet it's higher than EasyJet's norm. Ground temperature is 13, and the tropo is, that's nice and high, isn't it? 46,123 feet. Grab the winds. Wind request there. Clear the scratch pad out. Dark says, "Where's Peter to push the red button?" I'm hoping he's in bed, out of the way. Dark. let's not tempt him, shall we? IRS init. Okay, let's check our coordinates. Oh, where have you gone? So we're at stand Bravo 7. So we should have 39053 and 119464 west. Perfect. Rod 50 says I could have flown as easy. Wouldn't be very realistic, that would it? Yeah, so that's all fine. Let's get the word of the cruise value in. We're going to be at flight level 390 and the temperature's going to be minus 61, I think, yeah. It's quite cold, isn't it? Right, departure, runway 16, right, Zephyr 6, departure, and that's via Pisk, or Pesk, however you want to pronounce it. The other end, we're planning our arrival runway 26. That's on the Bruiser 1 arrival. And which transition do we have? Tents, water. I'm going to have to check. Wardrobe we're coming in via. So let's go and pop that in. Operational flight plan has 562 miles to fly. We've got 559. That's close enough for us. There's a little manual leg as well later on, so that might be a reason for the slight difference just there. The aviator says, just for your information, if you pull up the meta on SimBrief, it will show up ATIS information in the USA. It gives you the runway usage as well. Not many people know that. That's interesting to know, aviator. I definitely don't fly in the USA enough to have known that, but yeah, we've basically just cheated and checked Flight Radar 24 just to see what it's been used at the moment. So yeah. Let's just check then that the flight plan looks good. Constraints on. Yeah, and there we go. There's that manual leg where we'll come round and vector ourselves in at the other end. Lovely, that's fine. Okay, RadNav page. I'm definitely going to need the charts for this one. So, have we got any VORs or NDPs or anything around that? I bet, I bet there are. But I bet they only show them on the approach charts. Don't know why Navigraph and Jepson charts do this. So let's see. Yeah, so there you go. We've got the Mustang VOR just there, which a little bit of situational awareness. We'll pop that in. Fox Mike Golf. That's the one that's been auto-tuned anyway, but we'll hard-tune it just for argument's sake. Okay. Time to have a look at the load sheet, which presumably our good old cabin crew have now brought for us. Or not, as the case may be. Hey, Robert Villaf, what? Hope you're well. Right, where's my damn load sheet? Come on, guys. How long until we're actually scheduled to depart? Scheduled to depart in 7 minutes, and you've not got me the load sheet yet. Right, well, then we have to do what we do in the real world, which is use our operational flight plan. So our zero fuel weight is planned to be 54.5. We've not got the load sheet.
Refueling truck is on its way.
54.5. Yeah, we've not got
Please
the load
don't load
sheet.
aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
So we'll pop in a standard zero fuel weight. Alternate fuel is, let's call it 1.1 tons. And we'll do our fuel planning. So we're going to take 6.1 ton. Let's see what the aircraft says. 6.2. That's fine. I've been a bit conservative with the alternates, so don't worry about that. We'll just drop that in there. Yeah, that's fine. The aircraft doesn't burn fuel quite as accurately anyway as the real aircraft, and that's a limitation within the sim, I believe. So we'll do a fuel check when we're en route, and I'm sure we'll be absolutely fine. Legal Blind Flies says glad to be able to catch us live today. Thank you, Legal. Hope you're well. If you're in the USA as well, or somewhere where it's a nice time for you to watch, then even better. Right, I can't go with any further performance information because we've not got the load sheet yet, so let's have a look at the secondary flight plan. Now, I don't obviously have a real engine out procedure here, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a look and see what's the missed approach here. 13,000 feet, our missed approach to Yarku and hold. Right, so I want to know where the heck's Yarku. Straight up there. Okay, I want to know what is the MSA at Yarku. Might have to search for it on here.
Fuel truck is in position.
That's fine. I want to know what the grid moorer is now. Okay. So this is where we just have to be a little bit careful with terrain and things, because if we lose an engine, well, we need to be very, very careful. Let's just go back to the arrival chart here. I don't know the area. That is one of the biggest issues that we've got, of course. This actually looks quite good. A nice VOR, the Mustang VOR, which is close to the airport. And looks like it's not sat on the top of a mountain, which is good. Spoon, Tava. Just got to remember, the airport elevation set is about 4,000 feet. We're going to have to climb, but we'll be climbing slowly because of the we'll have lost an engine. So we need to go somewhere that's that's not too high up. Now the Mustang VOR Fox Mike Golf. Do we have? Let's see. Do we have an altitude of that? We do have failures on as well. Ah, there we go. Right, Fox Mike Golf is 6,000 feet. That looks like a good place to go. So I'm going to use Fox Mike Golf as my engine out. My engine out waypoint. So, do we have any approaches in from the Fox Mike Golf? Thought I saw one. Because then we can use that potentially if we need to. Yeah, so that might be able to be used as a veer. Alright, so the plan will be the engine out procedure. If we fly out to it's like a couple of miles away from the airport prior to Zephyr, and then make an immediate left turn to the Fox Mike Golf and into the hold there. So we'll pop in. In fact, we'll do it at Zephyr. Sounds like a good idea. Fox Mike Golf. After Zephyr, we'll then enter the hold. We need to get the chart information to find the hold at Fox Mike Golf. Has it got a hold associated with it? Might not do. Right, in that case, if it's not got one associated with it, I can't see one on any of the charts. I'll keep us nice and safe. So, we have the inbound course of, we'll just fly north, 360 and left turns. Inbound course 360. Of course, I'm just making this up because we haven't got official information. So, inbound course, left turn, and then we'll come back here, which is Reno. Romeo, November, Oscar. Back into land on runway 16 right. We'll take 16 right Zulu. No star. And we'll just pop in Novia. Right, let's see what that looks like. Yeah, there you go. So if we lose an engine now, we'll make an immediate left turn. That should be after Zephyr. Yeah, that's fine anyway. Basically, gets us an immediate left turn to the Fox Mike Golf, enter the hold. We'll get ourselves up to something sensible, but we'll brief that in a moment. Now, have I got my load sheet? I've still not got my load sheet. And we're now late, so I'm going to have to go and shout at someone. Why can't I resend the load sheet? That's frustrating. Okay, well, if we've not got the load sheet, then I just have to wait till the final load sheet comes through. Maybe American Airlines don't get a preliminary one. I'm sure that's not true. I'm sure they do. So once everyone is boarded, as we can see, we've still got a couple of people still to come. Then we'll do the performance calculations. Just means we're going to be late. That's all. Hey, Jayhawk, you've just got in from town. Are you joking? You're retired and far too old to be in town at this time of night. Welcome to those of you who have come on board. A huge welcome to anyone who perhaps doesn't usually catch us live due to the time that I normally stream. So, good to see you. Right, boarding's completed. We'll dismiss that. Yeah, I don't know why it's not going to send me the load sheet, but I can get all the information from here anyway. So, our zero fuel weight is 54.5. That's pretty much the... Actually, it's 54.4 if we round it down. So, 54.4. We've got a takeoff CFG of 28.7. And we've got the zero fuel weight is 30.3. In fact, we don't actually need that. So, let's go and transfer all that information into the init B page. 54.4. Centre of gravity is 28.7. That gives a takeoff weight of 60.3. Right, let's do the performance calculations then. So, departing runway 16 right, it is of course dry, going to use flaps 1. No, off, takeoff weight 60.3. CFG is 28.7. That's because we're so light. Grab live weather. Any intersection information? We haven't got any intersection information, so we're going to have to go full length. That's fine. Right, 118. Look at these low speeds. 118, 135, 135. Transition altitude is, of course, 18,000 feet here in the USA. Right, thrust direction acceleration values. Now, for American Airlines, unlike Easyjet, I think they have 1,500 feet as the acceleration. So I'm just going to check the chart, see if there's anything regarding noise abatement procedures or anything like that. If not, we'll leave it at that. 16 right. That's fine. Obstacle clearance, yeah, don't worry about that. Alright, nothing. In that case, normal noise abatement to departure. That's fine. So we'll leave the thrust acceleration values as they are. Flaps 1 and a flex of 60. Nice and low. And all the information is completed. I think everyone's on board as well. So, final few checks, then we'll do our briefing, I think. Let's go to the ground page and close the doors. APU is up and running, isn't it? Yeah. Let's close the doors and we can also get rid of the GPU. In fact, before I do that, we can turn those off.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our Easyjet service. Please place
It's not
your
Easyjet
large
tonight,
bags
mate.
into the overhead locker, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free and loose items of clothing. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure a prompt departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers to board. Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, right, I've actually been given a load sheet now, as luck would have it. But I think we're all good. 54.4, takeoff weight 63. Yeah, it's everything that we got off the EFB anyway. Yeah, all performance figures are valid. Matfar on Twitch. Hi mate, hope you're enjoying it. Thank you for the kind comments. Right, time to do a brief and get the weather. Make sure we've got the latest one on board. Okay, let's do the departure brief and talk through things for the flight today. So the weather here in Reno, we've got good visibility, a few clouds, 20,000 feet up, temperatures 14, winds are 080 at 10, so we've got a little crosswind on takeoff from the left, so engine 1 will be critical as we depart. Then, other than that, it's yeah, the weather's quite kind all the way down, so good runway conditions. It's not been raining, so it's not wet, it's nice and dry, and we've got good weather en route. Maybe a little bit of turbulence on the arrival, but again, nothing really concerning me with regards to the weather as we come into Phoenix either. In fact, the winds have just come up. Winds 270 gusting 20 knots. I mean, to be fair, that's fine. We're going to be landing runway 26 is the plan, so it's pretty much a headwind as we come in down there. Aircraft is type A320, fully serviceable with the exception of the weather radar. And the performance of the aircraft is well, should be perfect. We've got no No MEL items with regards to the weather radar, but we got good weather all the way down, so happy to continue and take the aircraft out. No note times for the departure today. Threats to be aware of: number one, terrain. We've already spoke about that. We've got lots of terrain around the airport, so as long as nothing breaks, it should be a really nice departure. Great views for everybody on board. So yeah, terrain to the south. In fact, that's not the best chart to show this. Hang on, let's see if I can get you a better one. Yeah, there you go. So there we are. That's probably the better chart to show you. You can see just how much terrain we've got all around us. We're literally embedded in. So if we need to escape, then we know what we're going to we know what we're going to do. We've got VMC, so we've got good conditions. We can see everything. It's not like we've got low cloud or anything like that. So yeah, it may be the biggest threat, but at least we'll be able to see what we're going to fly into. The other big threat is familiarity. I don't know this area. My situational awareness, I'm going to have to pay particular attention to, just because we're in unfamiliar territory at the moment. So we're not familiar with the airport, we're not familiar with the environment, we've got no air traffic control, we've obviously got other traffic as well at the airport on VATSIM, so just need to be nice and clear with our comms so everybody knows what we're doing. Let's talk about the actual flights then. So, and pushback. We are stand Bravo 7. We're going to push back and facing. Going to push back facing east. We'll then taxi out onto Hotel Bravo. We're going to do a full length departure. So we're going all the way to Alpha at the end there. Not bother with a single engine taxi. We'll get both engines started on stand. I don't think it's going to be big enough to worry about a single engine taxi today, so that's fine. We will fly the departure using autopilot as we go. It's going to be noise abatement 2. Our initial climb is flight level 190 for our departure today. Just confirm that. We've got 190 set. Yeah, 190 is in there as well. Our first turn is slightly to the left as we go to Pisk after we've passed Epos, and the transition level of course is flight level 180. Emergency brief then. So standard Airbus emergency brief and the engine out procedure. The one that we've kind of made up ourselves is pretty much an immediate left turn, and we'll go and hold at the Fox Mike Golf. Right, I think that is pretty much everything. Let's get the seatbelt signs up, then we'll start running the checklists.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck this morning, let me welcome you on board this Easyjet aircraft.
It's not Easyjet.
For what we hope is going to be a most enjoyable flight. The weather today doesn't look to be posing much of a problem, so we should have a nice smooth ride for you throughout the duration of the flight. And as the cabin crew continue making their last preparations, if you could please assist them by getting yourselves sat down, your seatbelts fastened, and make yourselves nice and comfortable. The ground crew have now finished loading the aircraft, and we're just about finished with all our pre-flight checks, so it won't be long until we are pushing back. If you could please give the cabin crew your full attention as they go through the safety briefing, we'd very much appreciate it. So on behalf of myself and the first officer, we'd like to say thank you for choosing Easyjet today, and we look forward to giving you a safe flight.
I really need another sound pack, don't I, for when I'm not flying Easyjet. Who did the horse? Welcome! Yeah, we indeed. American Airlines today. Julie Charlie Max says all the passengers are looking around to see if they're on the wrong plane. Yeah, it's not orange. I'm on the wrong plane. Alright, let's do the cockpit preparation checklist. So, aircraft acceptance has been completed. The fuel quantity is 6,060 kilograms, all balanced. Seatbelt signs are on, Adiers, nav, and the barrel ref is QNH 3014, 4,420 feet. One thing I forgot to mention with regards to the engine out procedure is we will get up to 7,000 feet and enter the hold there. That keeps us nice and safe away from terrain beneath us. Alright, so I think we're about ready to push. Let's we just need to close GSX and reopen it again, don't we, because of the fuel position. So just reset that, and then we'll restart it again in a minute. Matafar says, asks, is the flight maintained height for 190? It is indeed, yeah. Thank you to the followers on Twitch. Great to see you guys here this evening. Right, let's try GSX again, shall we? Triple 7 on Twitch. Good evening.
Cabin crew, we're all ready to go. We've on the door, the cross check. Thank you.
Might want that jetway to disappear before we push back, though. What's he doing?
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback.
Not quite sure what he's doing. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. Leonardo asks if I know the procedure to start the engine of the A320 with a in-op APU. Yeah, we should probably do that one day. Because we can do it. Right, let's get ourselves onto Unicom and announce what we're doing. Quick check outside, of course, make sure we're not going to crash into anybody. Ah, okay, we've got aircraft, well, looks like we've got an aircraft levitating over there, so we'll, we'll wait for him to pass and then we'll push. 122.8 for the Unicom. Where's he just pushed back from? He's just pushed back from Bravo 1 by the looks of things.
492 lining up 16 right.
Reno traffic, American 994, gate Bravo 7. We're going to be ready to push. We will wait for the American Airlines company traffic. That's just pushed back from Bravo 1 before beginning our push.
That's very kind of you, thank you.
Is that dark? Yeah, well, dark, you need to get off before I do. If I'd have known who... Where's he gone? Oh, he's there.
Reno.
Okay, we can go. Let's tell GSX we're going. And Reno traffic, American 994, pushing back now from stand Bravo 7, facing east. Okay, let's run the before start checklist. So we got beacon light on, transponder, acupressure in the green, start the timer.
American Airlines 2724.
Before start checklist, parking brake is on, takeoff data is confirmed, windows are closed, phones on silent, doors are closed and armed, beacon light is on.
Release parking brakes.
Parking brakes released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Okay, engine mode selected to ignition and starting engine
Reno
1.
traffic, Delta 492, departed 16 right, September 6 departure, last call Reno.
My word, that looks fast. Is that faster than normal? Wallace's transponder is 1200 in the USA. Is that so? Not 7,000? I will bow to anyone's better knowledge about what it should be here in the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets and brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the front of the cabin.
Set parking brakes.
Floor lighting will guide
Parking
you
brake
to
set.
an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, leave all cabin
Okay, engine
baggage
number
on
1
board.
looks good. Let's start engine number 2.
Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown.
Who just says VFR is 1, 2... Yeah, I thought it was 7,000, but what do I know?
If the
I'm
air
at the wrong
supply
side of the
fails,
pond.
masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth. Hold in place with the strap. Pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take the life jacket from under your seat. Put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist. Click together.
Mighty far, I do not start engine 2 first. No.
Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate by
That's a
pulling the
Boeing
toggle.
thing.
If it fails to inflate,
Doesn't
or
really
you
matter
stop
if you're
it
not doing a single engine
blow
taxi.
into the tube.
Start whichever one you want
There
first,
is a
but
life and
just to
whistle
keep
for flight
things
attention.
the same
We
all
also
the time,
carry flotation aids
engine
for
1
children.
is started first.
Your tray table must now be stowed, armrest down, window blinds open, and seatbelt fastened.
And engine 2 looks
We
good.
wish you a pleasant flight with Easyjet.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start.
Reno traffic, American 2130, lining up 16 right.
Right, so engine mode selector can go back to null. Get rid of that. Certainly don't need anti-ice today. Spoilers, rudder, flaps. And we'll set the trim value.
Reno traffic, American 2724, taxiing to runway 16 right via Golf and Bravo.
Okay, the after start checklist. Anti-ice is
Wait
off.
for
Disconnect. Bypass.
Ecam status checks, pitch trim 28.7, and the rudder is neutral.
2724.
Okay, whilst we're stationary then, we'll do a flight control check. Full left, full right, and neutral, full up, full down, and neutral, rudder, full right, full left, and neutral. There he is. Looks like we're good to go. Just need him to get out of the way now.
Reno traffic, American 2130, now rolling 16 right.
Yes, I can see it.
6 departure.
Do you want me to wave back? Swiss 7400 says he really wants me to do a live 737. You think it'd be the coolest thing to watch a person do when he flies an A320? We have done it. It was comical, I think. Wally says he loves to learn, just wishes he could remember. Yeah, we all suffer with that. Okay, just confirm our taxi. Like I said, I'm familiar with the airport, so we're going to taxi down from Sierra Pad Hotel Bravo and then hold at Alpha. Alright, let's announce our intentions. There goes the first of the gang. Reno traffic, American 9904, taxi now via the Sierra Pad Hotel Bravo, hold at Alpha for runway 16 right. So tax lights on, brakes, let's get all the radars on, TO config, God look at that terrain. Joel says hi from Iowa. Nice. Says looking forward to this. Thank you, Gerald. Hope you're well. Alright, so we're going to do our pads check. So we've got no change to the performance. We're on a flex takeoff today. Altimeter 1013. Flex is 60. And we're still looking for the Zephyr 6 departure. The engine out procedure, immediate left turn. And that will take us to a hold over the Fox Mike Golf. Get ourselves safely up to 7,000 feet. Departure is Zephyr 6, transition via Pesk, and initial turn shall be a right-hand turn, and our stop climb altitude is 19,000 feet. CT1 Vest, thank you so much for your very kind donation. I hope you're well. CT, have you been in touch with me? Did you win the giveaway on our last stream? If so, if you've been in touch with me, great. If not, please do that so we can get you sorted. But very kind of you to donate as well. Thank you, CT1. Really do appreciate that. Da Vinci says he learned to fly in Phoenix, so this will be nostalgic. Fantastic. Right, we're going to get ourselves on this nice straight bit, and then we'll add a bit of speed to the taxi, and then we'll do the taxi checklist.
American 2724 holding car Bravo. We'll let company traffic pass and take off. American 2724.
Okay, so our taxi checklist, flight controls are checked. Flap setting is config 1. FMA is climb nav blue 152 19,000 blue. Radar predictive wind shear is on. EK memo takeoff no blue, and the EFBs. Let's get those stowed, disconnected. Oh, CT1, you've already got it. Fantastic. Glad to hear that. Right, cabin crew are all sat down. Quad FN, the best advice I can give you is always, for the most part, it's not always like this, but you will use the runway that is taking off into the wind. So check which way the winds are blowing and take off into the wind. Okay, so this is Bravo, and we're going to take taxiway Alpha and hold. Okay, so we'll just hold here. Looks like we're ready to go. There's nothing that we can see on final, nothing that we've heard on Unicom, so that's fine. Let's give the lineup clearance. Reno traffic, American 9904, landing up runway 16 right. Okay, let's get the lights on. Much easier to do this in the daytime. You can see where the click spots are.
Reno traffic, American 2724, behind the pine traffic, we'll line up and wait, runway 16 right.
Let's do the lineup checklist. So cabin secures for takeoff. Takeoff runway is runway 16 right, confirmed. And TCAS, TARA, PAX 12 are off. Confirmation of the wind, looking at the windsock.
American 31869, Niner, runway 34 left. I will be going around. No traffic.
Reno traffic, American 994, runway 16 right, rolling. Okay. Takeoff. Engine 1 critical. 50% N1 set. And stable.
Reno traffic, American
Set takeoff thrust.
2724, line up.
Man
Runway
flex.
16 right.
SRS from runway. Already needing to put that right rudder in. Checked. V1. And rotate. Nav. Bring the rudder back to neutral position. Gears up.
American 2724, line up and wait 16 right. We'll wait 2 minutes for separation. American 2724.
Okay, set climb thrust. Thrust climb. Climb. Autopilot 1 engaged. Pack 1 on. Oh, look at the shadow as well down there. What a great view. Skyfall, if you've got a problem with self-loading cargo in the doors, make sure self-loading cargo in the options isn't set to control the doors. Tell it you're going to control them. Coming up on S speed now, but it is fun to fly in other places. Got some traffic over here. What's that? Okay, so flap 0. Speed's checked.
2724, rolling runway 16
Spoilers
right.
disarmed. And away we go. Acceleration checklist. All good. Hey, Captain HW, how you doing, mate? Says, come on, Gav. Live streams during the day you can't work. During the night you can't sleep. Tell you what, glad we're VMC today, in case anything did go wrong. Okay, coming up on 10,000 feet. Now, this is an Easyjet SOPs, but we'll go cost index 0 for the climb. I'm not going to clear out the nav page just yet, or clear the secondary flight plan just in case. I think we may suffer with this turbulence just for a little while yet as we fly over the hills. Keep the cabin crew sat safely down just for a few more minutes yet. No ATC, so we'll go and check, get ourselves up to our cruise flight level today, which is going to be flight level 390. Yeah, that's going to be fine. Oh, not 490. I think it might struggle if we did that.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes.
That is a very strange runway configuration given the terrain at each side. Look at that. The sun reflecting off the little river down there as well. Pox 116 says, when would you use the beam function when doing a direct? You could use it whenever you want, Pox 116. It's a good idea to use it, particularly if you get a lot. I think if you get a really long direct that's chopping out multiple waypoints, then use the beam function. And all it does is it just plots on the direct to the waypoint you're going to. It plots on that that track line when you would be beam the waypoints that you've skipped, and that's just good for fuel planning. T-Bone 420, yes. So I don't know if American Airlines do this, obviously using the SOPs that I'm used to. But if you select 0 for the cost index, it means that you are going to fly at a slower speed. And the way to fly at a slower speed is to increase your pitch, or your VS, your rate of climb. So it gets you up to your cruising altitude quicker. And thank you for the sub. And K Jones 1975, thank you so much for the follow as well on Twitch. Right, passing 18,000 feet, which sounds very weird to say this, but set standard pressure. I think I'm happy to release the cabin crew, so they can start doing their things. I think this little light chop's going to be there for a while yet, so consider releasing the passengers in a few moments. It's just a completely different part of the world and different kind of scenery that we get to Europe, which is always fun when I come and fly at the other side of the pond. Jason Thompson says, followed the Phoenix tutorials, really good. You're wondering where do I get the tropo figure and the cruise temperature, which you import into the in-A page. You use the Lido operational flight plan. Right, I don't know when it is on the Lido operational flight plan. Obviously on the EasyJet operational flight plan, it's on the right hand side near the top of the very first page. Nick with the Grey Man says, you play Microsoft Flight Simulator on your Xbox. You nearly missed a real flight once because you were flying at the game. Excellent. Wouldn't have been excellent if you had missed it, of course. Right, well, I think we can release the passengers, can't we? It's looks good enough. Little light chop, but there we are.
Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign has now been turned on. You are now free to move around the cabin and the toilets are now available. However, when in your seat, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times in case of unexpected turbulence. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
Okay, we'll get ourselves up to our cruising altitude, we'll do the top of climb checks, and then we'll also get some en route weathers, do a fuel check as well. Jason on YouTube says, are they both on the first page? Sounds like you may be better off using the EasyJet. I don't know where they are on all other operational flight plans, but for the EasyJet flight plan, they certainly are on the first page. In fact, I can go and show you here. So yeah, there you go, page 1. There's my trip wind, 0 fuel weight, there's the tropopause, and there's the cruise temperature as well, look. So yeah, that's just the EasyJet operational flight plan. Right, so mindful of what we discussed in the brief about the terrain beneath us and the altitude that it's at, If we had a decompression now, where would I head? I'd head out to the east. I think it looks a lot flatter in that direction. Captain HW says he has to go to sleep now. Anyway, have a great flight. Thank you, Captain. Good to see you this late at night as well. Brian says we're not on the other side of the pond. I am. Very true, Brian. Very true. Flammy says he's still on the ground at Reno, waiting for the passengers to board. They're taking their time. Just depart without them. And I do have GSX. Yep. Welcome to our Twitch viewers as well, guys. Hope you're all well. I really appreciate you guys being with us as well this evening. CT1 Vest, the cabin crew sounds that you're hearing come from self-loading cargo. So yeah, it's a separate download. It is payware, but I think it adds to the immersion. Looks like a satellite scenery change there, doesn't it? This was taken during the wet season, this was taken during the dry season.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Okay. Cabin crew has just brought me a cup of tea. Well, that's actually a lie. I've got my own. Flamine says the only thing is the C or G will be in the red and you'll have to endure the master warning ring for an hour or so. Can you could just hit the instant load button if you're in the Phoenix, can't you? Nick asks, is there a setting or a mod to switch views in the passenger windows? So you can set up custom views. They're very, very easy to do. So you use the arrow keys on your keyboard, just move left and right, things like that. And then when you're happy with the view that you've got, then you can save it by pressing Control Alt and then whatever number 1 through to 0 on your keyboard. You then recall that view by just pressing Alt and then that number. Hypex Killer on YouTube asks, do I think the Phoenix is worth it? Absolutely. Now I know £50 is it's easy to say that it's nothing, but I'm well aware that £50 is not nothing anymore, is it? Not the current state of the world. But as add-ons go for flight simulators and flight simulators of this quality and aircraft of this quality, £50 really is nothing for this kind of quality airport. What have we got down here? It's not Area 51, is it? Definitely looks like some kind of military installation. This is what I mean. I am completely unfamiliar with this part of the world. Arthur asks, is it the alien vacation houses? Terry, I don't think it's the aviation boneyard. I don't think so. Oh, God. What was that? I've just headbutted the passenger window. I was quite surprised to see that the autopilot hadn't been kicked off there. Marty Farr on Twitch says it's the military, don't ask. Hey, I don't want to get arrested. So for those of you that normally watch the channel as well, this will be my last live stream this week because I'm working away this weekend, going tomorrow. Hopefully should be back on Sunday evening for our Iconic Journey series, but I can't guarantee that at the moment. So hope you do enjoy this stream, as it's going to be the last one until potentially the last one till next week. Brian, yeah, you can Google it if you want. It is Kilo Hotel Tango Hotel, I think. Kilo Hotel Tango Hotel. It's so very brown, isn't it? Martin T, good evening, sir. Oh, thank you so much for your $6.99 donation, Martin. He says, good to see you in America. More for live in Canada. I will come and visit you, Martin. I promise I will come and visit you. Just tell me where you want me to fly from. Or fly to. And I will come say hello. Oh, goodness me. These winds, what's happening? I think we need the seatbelts back on.
Gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. If you could please return to your seat and ensure that your seatbelt is securely fastened. If you are traveling with an infant, please ensure that they are secured safely using the infant seatbelt harness provided. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
I think every passenger that was holding a cup of tea at the time now requires some kind of assistance in the form of paper towels. So yes, thank you again, Martin. I do need to do more lives around the other side of the world, but I do like to, when I am visiting other parts of the world, if I can, I like to do it kind of at this time, so it's a much better time for you guys, the viewers that live over there, rather than sort of 10 AM in the morning here in the UK when everyone would be asleep and you'd miss it. So Dark Fury shouting at the Nightbot. Nightbot's telling me we're on the Easyjet flight. No, we're not. We usually are, but not today. Mind if I did I hit the timer on takeoff? Yeah. So, there it is, going down there. Not a single cloud. Which always begs the question, is live weather working or not? Well, we are at the top of climbing around 20 miles or so. Oh, that looks great. I like that. A gorgeous view. Martin T, yeah, go ahead and do that. We'll see if we can come pay you a visit. Yeah, Charles says, yeah, well, live weather's working, it's just the Western USA for you. Oh, I believe it. But how many times do we get loaded in and we've got 0 clouds and you think, is it? Brian says that area was just rows and rows of buildings. No idea from Google what it was for, though. Oh, well, Brian, then there's some conspiracy going there. If Google doesn't know, must be a conspiracy. El Chocolate says he checked out what that was. It's an ammunition facility. Someone else said that on Twitch as well. Da Vinci says, welcome to Nevada and Arizona. Cloudless skies. Ginger Ninja asks, in the real world, can pilots be aware of gusts and possible turbulence? So aware in terms of what you've got on the forecast, which we've basically looked at, and the operational flight plan, and it can tell you, but clear air turbulence is pretty much almost impossible to predict, and it doesn't show up on anything. So that's where sometimes you hear that, you know, a cabin crew member has been injured due to turbulence, and you know they're concussed, and that's what's happened. It's usually where you just hit like a little pocket of clear air turbulence which you had no idea was about to be there. And that again is why the pilots advise that if you're not walking around, then keep your seatbelt on at all times. Martin, you want to see more of the Phoenix's interior? Okay. Well, there you go. It's nothing. This one's nothing special. I mean, this is just the default interior, but yeah, if you check out any of the interior on my normal flights, then well, sorry, I'm just listening to the engine sounds change as I walk down it. That's nice. Then yeah, we've got a nice EasyJet interior. Should we go and break into the flight deck?
Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign has now been turned on. You are now free to move around the cabin and the toilets are now available. However, when in your seat, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times in case of unexpected turbulence. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
Right, 500 feet to go. Dan Skelton, good evening, Dan. What are you doing up at this ungodly hour? Look at all the crop circles as well over there. Hey Ronald, good to see you. DNOBNE on Twitch, good evening too. Ginger Ninja, would the pilot communicate this clear air? Yeah, you can report it back to air traffic control, and I think you tend to hear this more in the USA, I think, than you do Europe, but you ask for pilot reports, yeah. And we've got Mac Alt Star. Dan's missus is away, so he's taking advantage of the free time while it lasts. What do you think I'm doing, Dan? Brian says Las Vegas is ahead. Should we divert and take in a show and gamble some? Oh, you guys have already been gambling. I've seen it. Hey, we're now at our cruise flight level, so we're at Alt Cruise. Put that to below. Go back to our perf page. Cost index 60. Happy now that all's good, so let's copy the active flight plan. We'll clear out the RadNav page as well. And we'll do our top of climb checks.
Thank you. I hope you enjoy the trip. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, we've been delighted to hear that we're now at our cruising altitude, and we hope to give you nice views throughout the flight as we have good weather ahead and should be experiencing any turbulence. Of course, this means that you will not spoil any of your drinks that you may have from the cabin crew as they do understand things that we around the aircraft. Could you please ensure that the eyes are kept clear so the cabin crew can offer you their cabin service, which will begin shortly. A reminder that Easyjet pilot channel members are able to access free travels throughout the duration of the flight. Thank you, and I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the remainder of the flight. Thank you. I hope you enjoy the trip.
More of that turbulence. J-Hog, have you just got a drink? I bet you've just thrown it all over yourself. Rod Phipps says moderate turbulence between flight level 180 and 390. Yeah, we've seen that. We'll have a look at the weather briefs. There it is. But that's, well, we're not there yet, but we will be later. If we go to Navigraph and have a look at the current position on the route. There we go. We will definitely be able to see Las Vegas as we fly over that, so that'd be quite neat. Okay, let's do a fuel check as well then. We're coming in at scan at the minute. Let's just see what fuel we should have then. So we took 6.1 tons of fuel. So we should have about 0.6 tons extra compared to CRN. Let's have a look. Or CNL, sorry. Scan, 24 minutes into the flight. We are 25 minutes, that's fine. We should have around 4.2 tons of fuel. What have we got? 4280. Fantastic. So we should be on the ground at 5 past midnight Zulu time, which is in about 55 minutes. Call it an hour by the time we've slowed down as well. Bruce says I'm going to fly over his house in Prescott, Arizona. Oh, fantastic. You have to give us a wave. So we'll go ahead and get some en route weathers, but can't see any of them being too bad. So have a look at Las Vegas, of course. That would be the obvious choice for a divert if something happens. Try that again. Give that a second. Cougar 91 Hunter, thank you for the follow. There's a lot of places where you've got new satellite imagery where they've not. They just need to find a way to blend these a little bit better, don't they? Alright guys, be honest, who sat drinking with a nice beer in their hand? I'm sat drinking a cup of tea instead. Martin Lucas says he's definitely going to try and stay tuned until landing. Well, it's about an hour before we go down. We're going to have a look at the arrival brief soon. Set that up. Cougar, do I ever think the Phoenix will come to Xbox? No, never. It's far too complicated and requires background programs running in the background, which obviously can't really do in the Xbox. Planes and Stuff says he's got 2-minute noodles. Ronald, it is an amazing view, isn't it? There's plenty of amazing views here. J-Hog was drinking a nice beer until I made him spill it. The bar is open as well, guys. Cabin crew is accepting your requests, so you can check out the menu, see what's on offer, and then redeem those as well using your loyalty easy points. Brian Dyer says he's drinking a can of Coke and debating whether to put a TV dinner in the microwave. We don't get things like that. Well, we do, but we don't call them TV dinners. We call them ready meals. Rotofib says thanks for the reminder, it's beer 30. Been doing landings all day with the new FSI panel, great for practice. Absolutely. I've used it loads since it came out. Looking forward to seeing Las Vegas as well from 39,000 feet. Aviation KPHX. Guess where we're flying today? Welcome on board. You can see the full specs on the About page. Hey Talvin, good to see you. Says it's really cool doing a flight now because it was bored. Ronald, yes, Halloween is indeed Monday. Oh, the USA, you guys absolutely go nuts, don't you, for Halloween? It's kind of turning like that over here. Lots of wasted plastic being purchased. Don't mind the pumpkins, they're biodegradable. The problem is we buy Halloween outfits and costumes and things for our kids. It's not like they can use them year on year because they'll have grown within a couple of months and they won't fit anymore. Talvin, am I going to do a special Halloween flight? I think, do you know, we did one last year. I think, did we go to Transylvania? Something like that. Where would you like us to fly to for a Halloween special? What do you reckon? Passion 1905, thank you for the follow. Lassie's bread and pasties. I'm on a 3060, so nothing wrong with having too much with specs like that. I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine. Brian says there was a hockey game on TV he was planning on watching tonight, but no, he's here flying instead. Fantastic. Olgana, thank you for the follow. Martin says his first real flight was from Zurich to New York at the age of 12 back in 1980. What a flight. For your first one, that was nice and long. Emerald Tool says flight somewhere with a short runway. I'm open to suggestions. Talvin's, yeah, Transylvania. Should we just go and land in Whitby? Lassie's bread and pastries, I've not run into any issues with the 3060, no. Ginger Ninja's gambling away again. Now we've got a company message. Because we were 17 minutes delayed. Yeah, go away. Oh, that was the Las Vegas weather that we requested. So let's see what's going on down there. 040, 11 knots, good visibility. Yeah, nothing really to report there. So our top of descent will be in around 20 minutes, I think. Let's start looking at the arrival brief and setting things up, but at the moment I'm just enjoying the gorgeous views over what is pretty much a barren landscape, but maybe barren, but it looks amazing. What the hell is that? Is that the world's longest runway? If it's a road to nowhere.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase from our selection of fresh food available today. All details can be found in your in-flight brochure. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
That is a weird looking road, isn't it? Right, well, let's start prepping for our departure. We need to be ahead of the game here because I don't know what we're doing, basically. We're in a strange place in the world. Talvin, we're American Airlines. Oh, there we go. You'll not often see me flying in these colours. So let's bring up the charts for our arrival then. So Bruiser 1 arrival coming in via Watro. Now we just check basically that all the constraints match up. 7,000 feet at Cuckoo. Don't worry about the path too steep. Should be fine. It's telling us that Cuckoo will be at 7,000. That's what we want. Dan says of all the airlines you pick American. Yeah, why not? Jayhawk, did I say prep for the departure? Well, you know, it is 20 past midnight here. Yeah, Cuckoo, Duraz, and then we have the manual leg, don't we have to Duraz? That's fine. Speed constraints are all in as well. And then after that manual leg, we begin at, is it Tawdry? Is that the initial fix? Oh, Jagal. Which is just here. Now we've got speed 182. Yeah, that's fine. If we come 4,000 feet at Jagal, that would be better. Run 3,000 feet. That's fine. Get the ILS done with that. Okay, the box looks good. Clear out the... well, we can't clear out the discontinuity. We'll just vector ourselves in. James Starkey, hi mate, how you well? Which airline in the USA is the equivalent of Easyjet? Oh, I don't know. Probably is something like Frontier. Cometic, rudder pedals I'm using are the Thrustmaster TPR pedals. They're fantastic. They're not cheap though. But they're really, really good. Okay, let's go to our RadNav page. What we got? Phoenix VOR, Papa X-Ray, Romeo. Use that. Ginger Ninja says Southwest. No, can't be. They're all 737. Oh, what's going on with my mouse? There, Papa X-Ray Romeo's in the box. Expecting runway 26. Fuel on board when we get there, 2.6 tons. That's okay. Probably enough for another go. What's the CNR say? Two tons at Phoenix. Okay, that's fine. That's just over half a ton extra. So fuel's alright. Secondary flight plan. Just copy the active. Again, that should be fine. Martin asks, is this going to work with the discontinuity? Oh yeah, of course. Discontinuity is just a manual leg in this approach, so air traffic control would pick you off and then vector you in. If you can't do that, of course, because there's no ATC here, then you just vector yourself in. Mystic, is it hard to learn to program the FMS or the McDo, as it's called, the multifunctional control display unit? I don't think it is. But again, it's just like everything. The more you practice, the better you get at things. Let's get the weather for Phoenix Sky Harbour, shall we? Good night, Talvin. Hope you're well. JMO58, howdy to you. Says it's good to see us on his side of the pond. No, I'm not in VR. No. Emerald Tools, is it Mukdu or Mukdu? Lots of people call it Mukdu, just like McDonald's. Rodfib says he feels like in the US it has a lot more vectored approaches than the EU, like a lot of the EU stars take you all the way to the runway. That's probably true, Rodfib, yeah. Right, are we over Las Vegas now? I believe that might be the case. Yep, there we go. Las Vegas Airport, the strip is just down there. So if you like gambling using the points, etc., now's your chance to do it realistically. There you go, Ginger Ninja straight in with the gamble. Mystique on Twitch says, if you go into Sim Reflect Flight Plan, 95% of the information is already in the FMS, so you can't practice. Do you know how to turn that off? What do you mean in the Phoenix and how it gets loaded in? That's pretty much how it's done in the real world. If you look on the YouTube channel, there is a tutorial about programming your SimBrief flight plan into the box, which doing it manually now, it's not really done. But it's good knowledge to have if you know how to do it. Cougar 91, on the SimBrief flight plan, which part tells you how much fuel is needed for the flight? So, on my flight plan, it's this number just here, the planned block fuel. Now, pilots will usually always take a little bit more than this, depending on a number of factors, things like the weather, the amount of traffic they're expecting, if there's lots of cumulonimbus clouds en route, they might have to wiggle and weave their way around them. If there's lots of icing, for example, through the climb and things, so anti-ice is going to burn a bit of extra fuel. So they always take a little bit more than the block fuel anyway, but the planned block fuel is meant to be the magic number. Bruce, the Hoover Dam is off to our left. It was somewhere over there that I'm guessing, isn't it? Oh, I love having guys with local knowledge. It's like having tour guides. J-Hog, was Doncaster Sheffield Airport voted the best airport for travellers today? Oh, that's the same. Shame it shuts down in a couple of days. Is it more below us, Bruce? So, Vegas behind us. Look at that runway. Look at the road that leads in and out of it. A straight one. Mystique, that was due to eyesight.
United 225 taxiing the runway 26 light via Whiskey Golf Bravo.
Right, if that weather's come through, I'll program the performance page, then we'll do the briefing for the arrival. Here it is. So I've got wind 2909. That's a lot less than it was. Altimeter 2993. Temperature is 26 degrees. That's warm. Well, it is for me here in the UK. Having said that, it's been warm here again today. It's not very autumnal at the moment. Right, visibility is good. What are the minimums for our approach? Yeah, it's definitely above 3/4 of a mile. 1385. All set up. Mystique, no, too expensive.
Las Vegas traffic radio check.
Las Vegas traffic, readability 5x5. So JMO says he's had a new driver drop from GeForce today. Have you? I'm not using it if that is the case. Right, let's do the arrival brief. So the weather in Phoenix, as we have just seen, we've got winds 290 at 9. So as we're coming in, a little bit of wind from the right. Shouldn't really cause us any issues. Can't see anything wrong with the weather. So weather's good. Aircraft is still all working, not broken anything. No attempts for our arrival. Threats to be aware of, aside from a bit of terrain, which we can see, but we've got the star that brings us in, keeps us nice and safely about that. We've obviously got terrain beneath us as we're coming in, but it should lead to a gorgeous view. Biggest threat to me is just unfamiliarity. Don't know the area, don't know the airport, don't know the surrounding situational awareness, so that for me is my biggest threat, just because I don't know it. So we'll just think about what we're doing a little bit extra, be a little bit extra vigilant. We've not got any air traffic control, I don't think. None that I'm aware of. So yeah, we're going to be on our own. That's no problem. So we are expecting runway 26 on the Bruiser 1 arrival of the Duras transition, and we can see the chart for that on screen. When we begin the descent, we'll initiate that down to 7,000 feet. Yeah, we'll head all the way down 7,000 feet at Cuco. Let's check out the airport information. So glide slopes normal 3 degree glide slope, nothing special about that. We've got elevation 1135. MSA as we're coming in at 6,200 feet and a platform altitude of 3,000 feet. Let's just check out information about the actual runway itself so we know what to expect when we get there. What are we landing? 26. High intensity runway lights, 46 meters, pappies to the left, and angle of 3 degrees. Nothing unusual about that. Right, how are we, where are we going after we've landed? Check out the airport. So we're landing runway 26, which is the north side. We'll look to vacate then. How long is the runway? 3.5. Okay. So once we've flown to Kuko, we've got the manual leg at Duraz. I want to be green dot at Duraz. As we make the base turn, we'll pull for flaps 1. Intercept localizer, flaps 2 with the glide slope. Approach time, normal ILS approach, 3 degrees. Platform altitude is 3,000 feet. Got a few minimum speeds on the approach, which we'll adhere to. We'll use auto brake low, and we'll look to vacate. Is that turned on? I can't tell because of the sun. And we'll look to vacate at, if we can vacate Bravo 9, 8 or 7, that would be good. There are some standard taxi routes, so let's have a quick look. Taxiway Bravo. We're going to park at the north side, so just taxiway Bravo. Fine. And then we'll enter one of the gates and see where we fancy. Quick look at the go around in case we need that. So, straight out, 2,500 feet, then make a right turn, continuing the climb up to 5,000. And enter the hold at Avent. Okay, all our briefing's done. All that's left to do now is descend. We'll be at the top of descent in around 30 miles time.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we could be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Martin says it still looks complicated. It's like anything, Martin. The more you do things, the easier it gets. The tiredness is now starting to wash over me. What is it? Nearly 20 to 1 in the morning here in the UK. We're looking forward to seeing the terrain start to disappear in front of me as we approach Phoenix. Brian says it's very early descent on this arrival, 180 miles out, and he wants to start getting you down. I've noticed this quite a bit on the rare occasions that I fly in the USA, that it has you descending really, really early a lot of times, and the stars, standard arrival routes, they start absolutely miles out. The one that always struck me was the arrival routes into Los Angeles, into LAX, and I was looking at them thinking, Christ, they're on the arrival route, they're on the localizer about 100 miles away from the airport. It's insane. Million Pictures, thank you for the follow. Bruce says that was the Grand Canyon. What, over to the left hand side of the airport over there? Of the airfield, sorry. Aircraft. Yep, it's definitely bedtime. CT1 says at Phoenix we should use gates Alpha 1, Alpha 30 and Bravo 1. Ooh, now. That's on the south side, isn't it? Terminal 4. Oh no, it's not. That's on the north side. Oh, excellent. No, that's what we're doing. Martin, are using Citizen Stars always mandatory? For IFR aircraft, yes, usually. It's not uncommon though for the...
This is American Airlines 221. There will be some crazy winds up here. Hold on for your dear life.
See, that's something you wouldn't hear in Europe. What was I saying? Completely forgot. Oh yeah, Martin. Yeah, so IFR aircraft would usually use Citizen Stars. They are pretty much mandatory. What you will often find though, Martin, is on the arrival, air traffic control will quite often take it off the star just to vector you in, rather than flying the full procedure. So if you have liked this special stream, guys, and haven't done so already, please do give the stream a like. Also helps other people to find the channel as well. So a huge thank you to everybody who's already gone ahead and done that. Okay, we're going to get down 7,000. I can't see my FCU, so we'll use the PFD. We'll use open descent. And 2993 is the altimeter. Down we go. So the reason I went for open descent there was just because we're above the profile, so if I'd gone into managed descent it would have dive bombed us to try and reach it, and I'd have probably got close to MMO. Don't want that. Wally says move to the right hand seat. Just feels weird over here, Wally. Alan Theodoro, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the channel. Softcrow 17 says, talking about LAX earlier, was on this fun flight approach last week. All zigs and zags. Martin, you looking forward to the landing procedure? Hopefully we won't let you down, Martin. You want to see the FMC, Wally, at this side? Why's that? Oh, you mean, sorry, you meant move to the right hand seat to see the FCU, the flight control unit. We've turned now, it's in the shade, isn't it? So many different acronyms as well. So FMC one that you mentioned, that's the flight management computer. That's what Boeing call this. Here in the Airbus it's the MCDU, or MUC2. This is the FCU, the flight control unit. Dark says put the shades up. Well, I can put the shades up. That makes no difference to the shadow though. Throw the constraints on the FCU and we'll follow those all the way down. Let's get the approach charts up here as well, just so we've got them for reference. airport chart, we'll pin that. The arrival chart that we need is chart number 10 to Bravo. That's the one. And then the approach chart is 11.5. Oh, we're now below the profile. Let's probably throw it into managed descent now. There we go. Madfan says he uses VS on descent. It keeps him entertained as it's smoothing the autopilot. I am looking forward to the scenery changes. If we have a look now, it's starting to get green. Fantastic.
Ladies and gentlemen, take full advantage of your tax-free allowances today and make some amazing savings with our boutique range. In your in-flight brochure, you'll find details of our award-winning selection of gifts, most with massive discounts, some of which are exclusive to you as an Easyjet customer. Make the most of your opportunity to shop and save from the comfort of your seat. If you'd like to see any products, have any questions, or would like to make great savings, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Of course, this is not an Easyjet flight. This is American Airlines. I haven't seen a single cloud yet on this stream. Martin says the FMC has a managed mode and another one. You don't quite get the difference between the two. Okay, just to clarify what we mean here, Martin. The FMC, are you talking about the flight management computer? Or did you mean the flight control unit, the FCU? I didn't call out the FMA actually, but we're in descent mode 9000 magenta. $716, thank you for subscribing. Martin, the autopilot, right? Okay. So at the moment we're in managed descent, so we've pushed control to the aircraft. We've given control to the aircraft. In managed descent, it will manage the descent for you based on all the information it's got in the computer. It will fly the profile. It will adhere to any constraints, anything like that. If you use open descent, so if you pull it, then it will descend. The rate of descent is dependent upon the speed that you've got set. So if you've got high speed, then it will descend faster. If you have a low speed, it will descend slower. Right, so where are we overflying now? I've seen some civilization for the first time since we've taken off. The fact that the country just has so much space, something that you don't really appreciate being a UK resident. I mean, if this was England, there'd just be houses all over that. And big warehouses sat abandoned and empty. I love the way in America as well that each village, or even city, town, whatever you want to call it, settlement, they're kind of like their own little enclosed environment, aren't they? Their own sometimes even with their own laws. I just find that amazing. But we are on the descent now, and yeah, on our way down. Should have pointed out as well right at the start of the flight today that this is a real world flight as well, by the way, guys, so picked at random almost, but yeah. Although I think this flight in real life flies quite early in the morning. Martin, we're not following ATC instructions for the descent. Why not? Just because we've got no air traffic control online today, Martin. So we're on our own. So we'll just fly the procedure. Gaming Bubble, does still fly the fly-by-wire? Is the Phoenix far better? It's far more complete. I mean, you have to remember the fly-by-wire for me pretty much saved Microsoft Flight Simulator, I think, when it first came out. So, yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the fly-by-wire. And if you are familiar with the fly-by-wire and you enjoy it, when you make that step to the Phoenix, then you're just going to find a whole other level of immersion that is just fantastic. You also notice as well, because we are below the descent profile, we're just descending at about 1,000 feet per minute now, and it'll maintain 1,000 feet per minute till it catches up with the profile, and then it'll lock back onto it and continue with it. Our gaming bubble, if you're new to Microsoft Flight Sim, then get the fly-by-wire Airbus A320. It's freeware, so it's not going to cost you anything. Got lovely tailwinds pushing us towards Phoenix. So we're now at thrust idle, and there you go. We're just continuing the descent a little further now as we've caught up with the profile. So Phoenix Sky Harbour Airport is actually about 40 miles, 50 miles dead ahead of us, about 45 miles ahead of us.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, you may have noticed that we have just begun our final descent into our destination. If you could now assist the cabin crew by tidying up your tray table and handing them any litter as they come around, that would be most appreciated. For safety reasons, we ask now that you please turn off all electronic devices or switch them to airplane mode until after we have landed. Please note that the aircraft toilets are now out of use. If you wish to become a Easyjet Sim Pilot channel member, please contact a member of your cabin crew who will be happy to assist you. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed your flight.
So now we're getting towards the business end of the flight. Let's get the seatbelt signs on, passengers strapped back into the seats.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. If you could please return to your seat and ensure that your seatbelt is securely fastened. If you are travelling with an infant, please ensure that they are secured safely using the infant seatbelt provided. The toilets will now go out of use until the fasten seatbelt sign is turned on. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
I will run the approach checklist. So we've got barrel refs 2993, seatbelt signs are on, minimums 1385, auto brake low, and our EFB is stowed. Cayman 95, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Matt Fast says he votes autopilot off 2,500 feet. Well,
Phoenix area traffic, American
won't be far off.
30 overhead, cuckoo, now flying approach fire, that's 26.
Is anybody else thinking one flew over the cuckoo's nest? I mean, dark, if your child's still up, you can do the return leg. Might as well. Straight to bed for me after this. It's nearly 1 AM. Outskirts of the city, I see. Some remote roads up here, look. Still can't believe we've done a full flight and not even seen a single cloud. Doug, you've got work early in the morning. Oh Lord, good luck with that. Jennifer W, hello. Good to see you. You join us. Oh, everyone's talking. Locked. Right, we're at 10,000 feet. Let's see what signs are on. Got the landing lights on. So we're going to hold 250 knots, activate the approach phase. $7,000 blue, back into the descent. Nick Burrows, good morning Nick, how are you sir? Are you well? What are you doing up at this time of night? Nick's grabbing his gin, he's literally been on the stream for 10 seconds and he's already drinking. We flew over Vegas, Nick, you'd have loved it. Proper gambling. Wally says this is much better than the crap on the telly. Well, some people may be watching this on the telly and there you go. What a gorgeous arrival view. Nick, you've just got home from work, fantastic. Bear X Enviro or not? Not. It's just default. Okay, so we're going to start slowing ourselves down to 210 knots at Cuckoo. In fact, what's green dot? 200, fair enough. Berex, you mean, oh, is it worth the pilot or not? I think it's personal preference for that one. Personally, I'm going to say no. I don't see anything wrong with Microsoft Flight Simulator's default weather. Yeah, occasionally it doesn't work, but for the most point, it's pretty darn good. So we're going to level off 7,000 at Cuckoo, and then we'll get ourselves down to 5,000 feet. Then 4,000 feet at Jagel. Let me see the airport.
Phoenix traffic, runway 26 vacated.
Okay, let's continue descent. 5,000 feet. fact, we can go down 4,000 feet because we're going to be going direct to Jagal. So 4,000 blue. Alt.
Cabin crew, about 15 minutes to landing if you can prepare the cabin, thank you.
I don't want alt. I'd like us to descend, please. Thrust idle, open descent. Down we go. Okay, we're now flying this manual leg straight along the dark path. We'll start to see that glide slope meter as we'll make the base turn. Okay, manage speed.
American Airlines 221 flying over the top of Cuckoo right now, descending to 4,000.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray table must be stowed, armrest down, and window blind open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened.
2726.
Please help us.
Descending to
Newspapers or magazines that you
be
do
on
not
the
take with you.
room
Toilets are no longer in
one arrival for runway 26. Just crossing the billboard.
Here comes the glide slope. Phoenix traffic, American 9904, just past Beam Jagal, starting the base turn in around 1 mile for runway 26. Okay, flaps 1, speeds checked, flaps 1. India Charlie Whiskey Juliet is identified. Now we're below the glide slope.
Phoenix area traffic, American 2130 inbound towards rear.
Slow down the rate of descent. Jack Link says that the Fenix A320 is lovely. He caved in and bought it yesterday. How are you liking it, Jack? Finding it good?
And Phoenix traffic, American 2130 now established on Lover glider, 15 miles.
I've got traffic straight in front of me there. There. This is where, when you've got lots of people flying, it's really nice to have air traffic control. Right. American 994, we're going to reduce to final approach speed now, and hopefully we'll have some good spacing coming in runway 26. Okay, let's push for managed speed. We'll go flaps 2, speeds checked, flaps 2.
Phoenix traffic, American 2108 at runway 25 right.
Lockstar.
2724, reducing to green off speed to maintain space.
And American 994 is establishing runway 2614 miles, and we're flying at final approach speed.
American 2130 will maintain 180 knots until 6 and reduce to 140 after 40 ending.
Go, so that might work. We've got 5 miles. It depends how fast he vacates in front of us. Look at the mist. That's neat. Right, we've got the sun shining in our eyes as well. That never helps.
American 2724 entering downwind leg inbound Giraffe, descending 4,000 feet.
sub crew says it's smog. Alright, so we've got visual with the traffic.
Phoenix traffic, American 2108 departing, runway 25 right.
Got traffic departing. Here comes that glide slope. Dark says, look at me trying to do a Nick. Yeah, well, if Nick would have succeeded had he been here. I've teed up the replay as well, so we'll be able to check this out once we've come in. So let's just briefly go around in case we need to do it due to traffic on the runway. Will go. If we need to do the go around, we'll go around flaps, pitch up, check the FMAs. Once we've got positive rate, gear up, and then reduce thrust at thrust reduction altitude, which will be around 2,600 feet. Climbing to 5,000. There we go. Glide slow. So, missed approach altitude is now set. Portal says in radio temperature live. Cross-check that with the altitude. That all makes sense. Good. Portal says he lives in New York in the UK. But he knows Phoenix and Tuscan so well. Been there many times. Has he got family out there? Fantastic place.
Phoenix traffic, American 2108, clear 25 right.
And American 994, Phoenix traffic. Established runway 26, 7 mile final. Can't wait to see the replay of this. I bet the wing views will look fantastic.
American 994, what's your landing gear for pylons just above the runway threshold?
Oh, is it like Geneva? Oh, I can take those out. Okay, coming up 5 miles, gear down. Spoilers armed. And flap 3, speeds checked, flaps 3.
American 221 is established on the ILS for runway 26.
Looks like he's going to vacate in time. Might be a late landing clearance, but... flaps full. Landing checklist. So our cabin is secured for landing. Go around altitude 5,000. Set. Ecam memo. Landing. No blue. Oh, little wind there.
American 2130 vacated 26.
Excellent. Runway is free. We're now clear to land.
1,000.
1,000 feet. I have control. And it is windy. Or it feels like it. Look at all the traffic on the highway beneath us. It's crazy. Oh, that sun glare. How annoyingly realistic.
Beach traffic American 2724, establish localizer, runway 26, 9 mile final.
Get back on that centre line.
100 above.
American 221 is coming in a little hot behind the American 904. It may have to go around.
Has something just appeared on the runway? Well, even so, we'll ignore that.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
And spoilers deployed. Reverse green. Desal. $70 knots, reverses off, let's vacate. Because we know we've got traffic behind us.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you
Phoenix traffic,
remain
runway
seated
26 vacated.
until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls, or internet access may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket underneath.
Not a moment too soon, compadre.
Do take care when opening
In fact, I heard a terrain noise in that call. It's a bit concerning.
Establish runway 26, 4 mile final.
Crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your Easyjet journey. For the latest news, promotions, flight and destination information, check out our official Facebook page, Twitter, or Easyjet app.
Right, let's get to the gate. Yeah, I wasn't too concerned that it wasn't the smoothest landing in the world. We got traffic behind us. We needed to get off, so get a good touchdown, good landing done. Slow the aircraft down and then vacate. Where's that guy's landing gear? Oh, that's concerning. Right, should we check out the replay in a moment? We'll get ourselves to the gate and then we'll hit the replay button. Welcome to Phoenix, everybody. We really hope you've enjoyed this special flight this evening.
American 221.
Send help. Hey James, hope you're well. Actually, the announcements come from self-loading cargo.
American 221, we've had a slight issue with the landing gear on landing. Apologies to the traffic behind. We will be vacating in a moment.
Would that slight problem be that they weren't down?
American 2724, going around.
Unlucky 2724. Hey Wally. Glad you've enjoyed the flight, my friend. Okay, so I just want to get us parked up and then I'm going to start the replay. Oh, why have we stopped? Didn't want to stop. Okay, that'll do. Right, so I'm just going to leave everything there, but basically we just go through, check we've not brake temperatures. Oh, they're beautiful. They're nice and good. We'll leave everything turned on. Right, thank you so much to everyone who's flown with us on VATSIM. We're going to disconnect from VATSIM now as we run the replay. So that's done, we're off VATSIM. I'm also going to get rid of self-loading cargo because we don't want to upset those passengers. Let's check out the replay.
$2,500.
Just give it a second for the scenery to load. Ah, there we go. Oh, how awesome is that? This is what I do love. Checking out the wing views on landings, just because the scenery of Microsoft Flight Simulator and the graphics in general are just so good. It's so many times you're able to fool people to think this is real. It really is that good, isn't it? Steve says, judging by the smoke of the American 221, it had a very hard landing. Well, it would have been very hard if there was no gear down. It's probably one of the hardest landings you'll ever experience. Now obviously I don't know this area in the slightest, but if anyone in the chat does, then let me know how good it looks. Golf course there. Is that a shopping mall? If so, it's quite empty, isn't it? Not many cars in the car park. Again, there's just so much space around everything. Here in the UK, everything was so tightly packed. Montifar on Twitch says it truly looks amazing. Yeah, I have to agree with you. Mark, to Iceland to Montreal. Sounds like a decent length trip to me. What was the problem with the power lines people were talking about? Miles away from those. Took a while for that front landing gear to come down, didn't it? Road Flip says, living in New York City, you miss all that open space. Yeah, exactly. So I've been to Manhattan a couple of times, and that is that's pretty much what. Yeah, that's pretty much what the UK is like. Oh, that looked glorious. Should we check out the other window? Not too far back. I don't think there's quite as much to look at the other side, is there? Subcrew17 says, got to do San Diego runway 27 next. It's a great approach. Well, who knows when the next time I will be in America. Virtually, of course. God, that's a lot of cars. Martin, how can the landing rate be better in the replay? I don't know what it was, actually. I don't get to see the landing rates. Only you guys get to see that. As long as it's in the touchdown zone and on the centre line, I'm not too concerned. Planes and Stuff says it's becoming a tradition. When am I coming back to New Zealand? That is another part of the world where I would have to do the stream at kind of this time, wouldn't I? Yeah, nothing too much wrong with that landing, to be fair. And I tell you what we will do, let's just rewind a little bit. And if we now hop outside the aircraft, I love how when you do that the wheels are still spinning. And we'll check out the replay from outside, shall we? I just need to go to our camera and remove the drone follow mode. See what it looked like from an outsider's perspective. Oh, Brian, it's great that you've been able to fly along, mate. Yep, happy with that. Oh, what a great view. What an absolutely awesome view. Sun is starting to get low in the sky now, isn't it, guys? Well, thank you so much. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this USA special stream. I do love going on tour. It's always good fun. So thank you so much to everyone who flew alongside us as well. Thank you to those of you who have donated and contributed to the channel during the stream this evening. And of course, as always, to our Easyjet Sim Pilot channel members, thank you so much for your continued support as always. This will be the last flight, as I say, for this week because I am away working, sadly, this weekend. I look forward to seeing you all again very, very soon, where we will, of course, be back in Europe and back in the orange. Have a great night, everyone. It's very late here, so without any further ado, I'm going to leave you with one final replay in, and we'll see you next time. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Show me you're committed. You want it all from me consistently. Give me your energy, intimacy. Let me help you make your mind up. Give you currency for my love. Let me help you make your mind up. Give you currency for my love. Give me conversation, we on the road. Yeah, that sensation, I got plenty more. I need what you got, more than what I'm giving. You want medallions, I want commitment. You want it all from me consistently. Give me your energy, intimacy. Let me help you make your mind up. Give you currency for my love. Let me help you down. We up in a penthouse, you got me aroused. Oh, you like the sound. Oh, you like the sound, like the sound. You dripping it go now. Just want you so down. Oh yeah, you so down. You got me so down. You dripping it go now. Just want you so down. Oh yeah, you so down. You got me so down. You want it all from me consistently.
100.
Give me your energy,
50,
intimacy.
40, 30, 20. Retard.